Hi everyone. Today we are going to plant potatoes in containers, in a bucket, in a raised bed, and then I will show you what to expect with month-wise growth of potato plants and the harvest. Let's begin with containers. You need at least a 5-gallon size container to grow potatoes. I believe, a 5-gallon and two 10-gallon containers here, and a 5-gallon bucket that cracked at the base. Otherwise, I would have to drill holes in it for drainage. First, we need to make the soil mix. I am reusing this soil mix from last year, but if this is your first time, you want to mix 1/3 peat moss or coconut coir. If you have broken down wood chips, you can use that instead. That is what I have in my soil mix. Add 1/3 compost to provide nutrients for plants, and add 1/3 perlite or clay sand to it to help with water drainage. Once you mix it all, you will have what I have here. Now I will add some additional nutrients to it because it is not necessary that the compost we buy is the best. Instead of learning later on when the plants are suffering and showing poor health, it's better to add nutrients in the beginning. So for each 5-gallon pot, I would add about 1/3 cup of an organic balanced fertilizer like this one with NPK 444. I will put affiliate link below in description for all items I'm using in this video. If you use it at no extra cost to you, I may get a small earning. When these plants will grow up, I will supplement them with an organic fertilizer with high ratio of P and K, which will help potato tuber development. Potatoes love acidic soil, so I add this organic soil acidifier. I use it for my blueberries as well. I would add 1/3 of a cup to a 5-gallon container. I am adding some compost and some more sand here as well, because this is old potting mix and over time it compacts. So mixing it all together will fluff it up, which is good for plants. I keep experimenting in my garden. So I am doing a new experiment of adding shredded compostable paper and cardboard. You don't need to do this. I hope to increase some water retention in containers with this experiment. I will post the outcome of this result later this year. If you are interested in it, please subscribe so that you get notified when I publish the results. Soil mix is ready. Now I am going to fill 6 to 8 inches of this soil mix in each container. I have my potatoes here and you can see the chits or small sprouts on them. This is what will make the plant. Make sure these chits are facing up. Eyes at the sky is a better way to remember it. If you have a big potato with many chits, you can cut it so that each piece has at least one chit. Let the cut dry for 1 day to avoid rot. I'm not bothering this time to cut it. In one container, I'm placing 2 potatoes. If you want larger size potatoes, use a bigger container or put 1 potato in one 5-gallon container. So, for a 15-gallon container, you can put 3 potatoes. Now, I'm going to cover it with another 6 inches of soil mix. I won't top these containers up just yet. So, obviously, I have lots of soil mix left, which I will store in this box. In few days, potato plants will show up and that is when I will add another 6 inches on top of them. This process is called hilling and it may help with more tuber production. Many people don't do this with containers. They just fill it up. But I didn't find much success that way. Doing it this way gave me more success, so I will keep doing this. Now another important thing is to cover these containers with a row cover till last frost date to avoid damage to plants when temperature falls too much. Now let us plant potatoes in a raised bed. I am just digging about 5 inches of hole. You can dig a trench and hill the plant as it grows, but this works just fine. In 2021, I got a good harvest without hilling it and following the process I'm doing right now. I just added some straw and a cardboard at the base of the plant to keep potatoes from getting green. I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of organic fertilizer to each hole. I recently tested my soil and these beds are running slightly low on nitrogen because last year I grew peppers and tomatoes here. I recommend testing your soil about once in every 3 years. I used a home testing kit. I am linking that video in description on how to do it. Super easy and fun for kids. Once this bed is planted, I would cover it with row cover till last frost date. Now, let us look at the life cycle of these potatoes. In next 15 to 20 days, potato plants will start showing up. This image is from April 13th, the year before, and you can see the growth. The other one is from April 20th. You can cover them with more soil or straw or fall leaves like I did here. This keeps the potatoes from being green and also keeps the soil moist. In spring, usually it rains enough. But if there is a dry spell, then water to keep them moist. Potatoes like it cool and moist. They need at least 6 hours of sunlight. The more the better. These will grow into beautiful plants over next couple of months. Some potato plants may flower. Usually that is an indicator that it is getting near harvest time. But don't worry if your plant doesn't flower. Usually when leaves start turning slight yellow, you can begin harvesting. Or you can let the plant die and then harvest. It is okay both ways. I harvest as I need. This helps spread the harvest over a few weeks as well. Some potatoes mature early, like these purple majestic potatoes. We made this harvest on June 12th. Some potatoes mature in the mid-range like these pink potatoes. We made this harvest on June 22nd. This is red Norland variety. And then there are late potatoes, like the ones here that we harvested on July 11th and August 5th. In our experience, potatoes are fairly easy to grow and it is a lot of fun to dig them out, especially with kids. The flavor is definitely better than store-bought for some varieties of potatoes, but we could not tell much difference in flavor for other varieties. March is also a good time to grow your own sweet potato slips from sweet potato, and we have covered a very easy way to grow them in this video linked on screen, so do check it out next.